We begin out in Brooklyn, where the Nets officially named Jacques Vaughn their new head coach. No more interim tag for him. Vaughn's promotion comes with a deal through the 23-24 season. Vaughn had been serving as interim head coach since replacing former coach Steve Nash on November 1st. The move comes as a surprise, given that many inside the league, even throughout the team, thought he would go, in a different direction there, as we noted last week on the show. However, Vaughn stabilized a rough situation in Brooklyn. He served as the team's head coach for 10 regular season games during the 19-20 season. He was in the middle of his 7th season as an assistant coach with the Nets. Here's Seth Curry on Vaughn becoming the official head coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
It's been great. From day one when he got that interim title, he didn't know what would happen, but he came in and was honest with us and was just saying, I'm gonna work hard every day. Every day they asked me to be the interim head coach. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna coach you guys as good as I can. And that kind of mindset rallied the team. That's kind of the mindset we took on every day. Like, we didn't know who was gonna be our coach. We didn't know who was gonna show up that day to play with injuries and everything else going on. But like I said, everybody's been positive. And honestly, it starts with Seven bringing a good mindset to the team, never complaining about the stuff that's going on, working hard, being unselfish, and guys are just following that lead.
In their first game with Vaughn officially at the helm, the Nets beat the Knicks 112-85 for their 3rd win in 4 games. Kevin Durant and the Nets pounded the Knicks after promoting Vaughn. KD finished with 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists, becoming the first player since Michael Jordan to score at least 25 points in his team's first 12 games. Sorry, Knicks fans, you might just have to accept the fact that this team will probably never beat the Nets during the Durant era. The Nets may be an off-court disgrace, but Durant is way too good. What's worse, he absolutely delights in sticking it to Knicks fans. We go back inside the locker room for more with the orange and blue.
I thought we were low energy on offense, low energy on defense. Turn the ball over, and then gave them fast break buckets, so they went on a run. Durant put a lot of pressure on us. So it snowballed on us. So probably over dribbling. And then, like when you have to, because of the switching, you have to cut more, right? So you have to slip, you have to put pressure on the rim. You can't stand, you got to move the ball, you got to move your bodies. So there's no stats for that. That's just giving yourself up for the team. And so when you do that, we're a good offensive team. We didn't make shots, so that's part of it. And some of them were good looks. Some of them wide open. We didn't make them.
Rivalry games can be tough, especially when one-sided. We like it more when the rivals go toe-to-toe and never seem to know who's going to win. That tends to be the case with Manhattan Iona on the college basketball hardwood. The Jaspers of Riverdale right here in the Bronx against the Gales of New Rochelle is our focus this morning in our Turn Back the Clock segment. We'll jump in our time machine and take you back to a memorable double overtime game between the two locals from February 2013. Check this one out.
The BronxNet Game of the Week takes us out to Manhattan College in Riverdale, where the Jaspers and longtime MAC rival Iona squared off in another instant classic. Although the Jaspers have had an up-and-down season, Manhattan is playing its best basketball of late, and there's no doubt that the Jasper faithful got their money's worth on Friday night at Traddy Gymnasium. Regulation wasn't enough. One overtime wasn't enough either. The seesaw affair would come down at double OT, and the Jaspers, feeding off the home crowd, delivered a thrilling 74-73 final, upending the 15-11 Gales before a national audience on ESPNU's Rivalry Week.
It was just a team of two rivals, and I really think it could have gone either way. Just a matter of who had the ball in the last play. And I was so proud of our kids' resiliency. They didn't quit once.
Junior forward Ramel Brown, who has caught the attention of NBA scouts of late, dominated the game on the glass and in the paint, posting 21 points, 17 boards, and 7 blocked shots.
Come in, have a defensive mentality, try to lock the other team down, and when we do that, we're successful.
In the process, the Jaspers won their 4th straight as the postseason looms. On the flip side, it was Iona's 4th overtime defeat of the season, and it wasn't helped along with a couple of its best players fouling out down the stretch. Gales playmaker Momo Jones led the Gales with 17 points, but he wouldn't see the floor in the final minutes.
Shots I should have knocked down, I didn't knock down. Tonight just wasn't a good night, and I'm gonna take this loss on me.
We're there, we're fighting, we're scrapping, and then late in the game we just make some really bad mistakes that cost us the games.
Man, that was an instant classic. Some great times, some great games. Thanks for taking a spin with us this morning in our BronxNet Sports Time Machine. In the present sports landscape, the New York Football Giants are riding high so far this season. Big Blue is hoping to continue that momentum, and that was the message of the bye week. The second half of the season will tell whether or not the Giants are for real. Here's head coach Brian Daboll with more.
Just live in the moment. Each week is its own week in the NFL, and you try to stack as many as you can together, and at the end of the year, wherever you're at. I think if you lose focus on what's important, which is the only thing you control is today, and then go out there tomorrow and then get ready to play a good team, that's all you can control. You get too far ahead of yourself, again, brings you back to reality real quick. We come out here and try to have a good day like we do in meetings, put the game plan in, come out, practice well, compete. We only had a couple days off. It's not like we had the whole, you know what I mean? We've done a schedule a couple times similar to this. It's worked well for us. So today's a normal Wednesday for us, and then tomorrow you guys got the schedule. But no, we should go out there and do the things we need to do today to help us out for Sunday.
Daboll is a Coach of the Year candidate, and as of right now, the G-men look like playoff contenders. The same could be said for the New York Jets following their upset win over the Buffalo Bills. This is the best New York football we have seen in over a decade. Back on the college hardwood in present times, Fordham men's basketball continues its resurgence too. The brief but successful Kyle Neptune era is over at Rose Hill, with Neptune back at Villanova, leading the Wildcats with Jay Wright riding into the sunset. Back at Fordham, Neptune's right-hand local product, Keith Ergo, is looking to keep momentum going as well for the Rams. The team got off to a good start with his first victory in his first game as head coach, the season opener against Dartmouth. We caught up with Coach Ergo. Check this out.
It feels great, man. It's just, it's an incredibly proud moment for myself, for my family. I had a lot of them come up from Washington, D.C. today. I think 7 out of my 10 family members, immediate family members, were here, and a bunch of friends. And so I'm excited to get that. Unfortunately, my father couldn't be here. He's out of town, but there's nothing that makes me more proud. I can't wait to call him tomorrow and tell him, give him an update on the game. And I know he's chomping at the bit. So I'm thrilled, but I'm more thrilled for these guys, man. They've been working really hard since June 1st. A lot of commitment and sacrifice to Florida basketball, to me, the staff. And so that's we were just really excited to finally get an opportunity to play against someone. So to get the first one and have it be at home is pretty exciting.
A great Bronx sports story there. Lately, things have been out of control, unfortunately, for the New York Rangers on the ice. The Broadway Blue Shirts were controlling the game until they weren't against the rival New York Islanders. They were playing confidently until it disappeared, and they were left wondering what the heck happened in yet another incomplete game for them. The Islanders scored 3 goals in the third to rally past their rivals. Here's more from the New York Rangers.
We've played really well in lots of them. It's just we lose it for a little bit, and we kind of beat ourselves at our own game. We're not doing what we want to do for our game plan, and when we get away from that, it's unfortunate what can happen when you're bad for 10-15 minutes. So I know we're working to get better, and I think we do have better, but we just got to keep grinding away. I think the main thing we were doing, we were playing fast. We had really good team speed, and we were getting to the net and getting behind their guys and moving the pucks up quick out of our zone, and we were just playing simple. So I think if we can get back to that simple, fast hockey that we were playing in that first one, I think we're a tough team to beat.
Thankfully, the Rangers bounced back against Detroit. They scored 8 goals in the follow-up in the loss against the Isles. That's their most since April 6th, 2001 against Pittsburgh. To boot, the Rangers had a third period of their own in this one. The last time the Blue Shirts scored 6 goals in the third period was November 25th, 1992 at Pittsburgh. Hard to tell which Ranger team, though, that we're going to see on a nightly basis, but as of right now, there's just too much inconsistency for them. Those are the headlines. We'll stick with that thought coming up right here in the C-List as we break down the Nets' decision at head coach. The Nets should make Vaughn, I've been saying, that the Nets should make Vaughn the lead guy for some time, right? I mean, I think so. This is his moment right now. There were many figures throughout Brooklyn's basketball operations who believed that Vaughn was the right man for the job following a 7-3 stint in the 2020 Orlando bubble before general manager Sean Marks eventually hired Steve Nash to pilot the star-driven roster. Vaughn is beloved across the NBA, widely hailed as a brilliant communicator and as genuine as they come within a profession where many, sadly, are not. The fact Brooklyn completed a spirited 2-1 road trip under Vaughn's guidance certainly helped his cause. Marks went so far as deeming Vaughn the catalyst for his team's success. I'm happy for this guy. I'm hoping he makes the team happy too, because I would love to see this franchise win a championship. Vaughn has done everything the right way. He kept coaching, he kept serving, as he describes, in whatever role the organization needed from him. Vaughn reportedly signed a new contract that extends through the 23-24 season. His quote at the press conference to me says it all. Open quote, "I guess I was the write-in candidate in the minds of the elections right now, but I'm okay with that. I said to my wife, I might not have been her first choice, and we've been together 20 years, close quote. Vaughn has been praised most often for his personality and is said to be a proven teacher on the basketball hardwood. He understands the dynamic of how he can talk and when he can talk, whether that's calling on a player directly in front of a group or pulling someone to the side. I believe this will be a turning point for the organization and a win for one of the good guys in the NBA in Vaughn." That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. Morena back after this.